So this is a continuation of initiating prefabs at runtime, and in the previous video we created this prefab project, and you just click it here, or you can just go and pretty much create it again, just new project and then 3D and then create a project. So I already have it here, and pretty much this is the scene, this is the cube that we have here, and you just click play. And what it's gonna create is gonna be, well, you cannot see that much right now, but it's creating a bunch of blocks. So pretty much the width 12 by height 3. So this is pretty much what we are creating here, and yeah, like this. So the height is gonna be 3 cubes, and then the width is gonna be 12 cubes. So this is what we created in the previous video. So as you can see, all those blocks are clones, and yeah, that is the reason. Okay, so now this is a flexible workflow pattern that you can use over and over again in Unity, because you are using a prefab in this script. You can easily replace or edit the prefab to modify the properties of the bricks and the wall without needing to touch the script. You can also use your wall script on other game objects or in your scene with different prefabs assigned to them to have various walls made from different types of prefab. You can use code to place a game object in a grid and circle pattern, randomly scatter, or any other configurations that you think of fit whatever game or app you are creating. Here's another example showing how to place instances in a circular form. So right now, and if you're hearing that noise, is because I'm using my armory crate. I think it's in turbo, so let me fix that. So let me put it in silent, and now it's just in performance. I'm just gonna put it in silence, and I'm just gonna, okay, so maybe that's gonna fix the noise. Okay, so what we are gonna do right now is, again, we are gonna go into our Unity software, and okay, I'm just gonna unclick it, so we're not playing here. Let's just delete this cube so there's nothing here. Okay, and in the assets folder I have 3 folders inside. I have the prefabs, the scenes, and the scripts. So I'm gonna go into the scripts folder, and I'm gonna have this, okay, using Unity, and it's gonna be circle formation, and I already have it here, circle formation. So one thing you can do is pretty much let's delete this and do it again. So what I'm gonna do right now is pretty much right click here in this folder. Okay, so right click and C#, and then circle formation, like this, circle formation, because that is the name, circle formation. And let me see, oops, I just want to copy this little part here, so I'm just gonna grab it, and I'm just gonna double click here. I'm gonna delete whatever is inside, so I'm just gonna delete this and kinda paste what I just copied. Okay, so here we have the using Unity engine, we have the public class circle formation, so that is the name of the file, circle formation. Okay, calling mono behavior, we have public game object prefab, then we have the public integer number of objects set to 20, we have the public flow radius set to 5 feet, and then in this function, in the void start, we have the for loop. We have this variable I initialize, well, this integer we're initialize it to 0. As long as I is less than the number of objects, we're gonna increment I by 1. Then we're gonna have the float angle, we are setting it to the I multiplied by the math, that pi multiplied by 2, and then divided by the number of objects. We have the float x is assigned to the math, that the cosine angle multiplied by the radius. We have the float z set to the math f, that the sine of the angle multiplied by the radius. We have the vector 3 pose, and this is set to the transform that position plus the new vector 3, and then you see we have the values x, 0 by y, and then z. Then we have the float angle degrees. We have it to the negative angle multiplied by the mat f, that radius to degree. Then we have quaternion, rad set to the quaternion, that Euler, 0, angle degree 0, instantiate the prefab, pose, and rad. So we have all this code here, and pretty much this is how it should look like, a circular arrangement of blocks as generated by the example above. So let me see if we can do this, and let's just grab circles this time. So let's go to 3D and let's just, or sphere. So we're gonna grab a sphere now. Let me see if I can see it. Okay, let me see. Yeah, that's fine. So what I'm gonna do right now is, okay, I have this sphere. I'm gonna grab this circle formation and I'm just gonna drag it and drop it here where it says sphere. So now if I go to the sphere and the inspector, if I go all the way down, I'm gonna see circle formation script, so that's fine. Now here in the prefab we have none, so game objects, none game objects. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my prefab folder, and well, I have a sphere and I have a block. So, and you can just pretty much from here you can just have a sphere, a cube, a capsule. You can just have it like this, a capsule, and then just drag it here like this. So let's use a sphere. Yeah, let's use a sphere. Let's delete this capsule here, and let's just, okay, so you just deleted the capsule, but it's in the prefab. So now let's delete this. Let's use the sphere. So again, we click here in a sphere, and where it says here prefab, we're gonna drag the prefab of the sphere and we're gonna just drop it here. So now the prefab says sphere. Okay, so now we are all set, and just click play, and let's see how it looks. And this is how we are getting it. So we have a sphere, and then we have how many, yeah, we have 20 number of objects with a radius of 5. And if we go into into the scene, this is how it's looking. If I want more than 20, maybe less, let's just put 10. Oops, it's in play mode, so let's just keep it, I don't know, just 10 like that. Let's play it again. Okay, pretty much the same thing, but now we have less. So as you can see, and this is how it should look like. And the reason the camera is looking like this is because if we click in camera, now the camera is, the green is the Y position, red is the X position, and the Z is pointing inside, so it's pointing inside. That's the reason. And pretty much here in the camera we can press F and then right click and then pretty much align with view. So this is how it's gonna be. We're gonna see in it, but we can change that later on. Okay, so you can click in any of those spheres, just click F and pretty much it's gonna be closed. So this is how what we can do with the prefabs. With the prefabs we can do with the script. So we are using the circle formation script, and again, you don't have to memorize all this stuff, so this is just an example, very advanced mathematics here, but yes, this is how, well, they did it here with cubes, and they put a terrain, something like that. So I did it just with the sphere, so yeah, something similar. Okay, so let's keep moving now. Okay, so this is the instantiating prefabs at runtime. Okay, so a circular arrangement of blocks as generated by example above, instantiating projectiles and explosions. In the scenario, a launcher game object instantiates a projectile prefab when the player presses the fire button. The prefab contains a mesh, a rigid body, and a collider, so it can fly through the air and detect when a collision occurs. The projectile collides with something and instantiates an explosion prefab. The explosion prefab contains a particle system effect and a script that applies a force to surrounding game objects. So again, I am in the same okay documentation, but what we need to do right now is pretty much this is the example that they're showing us. So as you can see, we have a cannon or a turret, and it's pretty much, just pretty much shooting some shells. So what we need to do is, you can download a project containing all these examples. So just click here and download it. So if I go into my folder, I already downloaded and I have it right here. I name it Unity, okay, and it's gonna be right here. So if you wanna open it in Visual Studio, Unity, okay, so you would have to go to the Unity Hub, and let me see, Unity Hub, learning, all templates, create, and okay, so you go to location wherever you have saved it. So I already saved it. I have saved it here in my projects, and let me see my project. No, it's not here. I already saved it where it was, Unity here. So pretty much you just click here and then select folder, and it's gonna prompt you to install the Unity what it was, the version, I think it was 18. Let me check it out. I have to pretty much have to install the Unity 2018. So this is just download it. So it's just gonna prompt you want to download it, and you just click yes, and it's gonna pretty much install or update it. So that's one thing you have to do if you wanna have something like this similar. Okay, so let me see. So okay, so what we are gonna do right now, so you can have a better understanding what we are gonna do. Let's close this one because this is the 2022. Let's close it. We're not gonna need it. And I'm gonna close this one as well. I'm just gonna go into the Unity Hub. No, not this one. Let me see. Yeah, Unity Hub. So this should be the one. And let me see. Open, close. No, not this one. So I already have that project there, and let me see, double click, just it's gonna take a moment, and let's just close this here as well. Oops, no, Unity Hub. So yeah, and it's gonna be this one, prefabs, instantiated prefabs example. Okay, so again, remember, you have first to install the Unity 2018. Okay, so you have to install that, and pretty much you are gonna be able to download it. So I already installed that, and now I'm gonna be able to click here, and it's gonna pretty much open the Unity, but pretty much a different version, a past version. So, and this is pretty much what we are gonna have. This is much what we are gonna be dealing with. Okay, so we're gonna have this turret. So this turret that is gonna be pretty much shooting at these robots, and as well as those, as you remember, those yeah, so this is what we have here. So we have, okay, so we have the main camera, as you can see here. We have robot 1, so there's gonna be this one. Let me see, we have robot 2, is gonna be this one. We have the directional line, never mind that. We have the plane, so this is the plane. We have the circle formation, so let me see. Okay, so this is the circle formation, and if you click game, so this is how the game is gonna be look. And again, so this is the Unity 2018.3.0. so if you wanna check out this, you have to download it. And again, you just click here, Instantiating Prefab example.zip, download this version, and you will be able to see it. So we have the wall, let me see, we don't see the, okay, the wall is here, we don't see it, but it's there. We have the turret, okay, this whole thing, this cannon is the turret. You can pretty much play around, move it up in the Y direction, closer in the X direction, or in the Z direction, or to the left, right, to the sides, and and the X direction. So we have that, and if we go inside of the turret, we have the base. So this is the base. We also have the cube, so the cube, and this would be the sphere. So again, so that is the barrel pivot. Again, you can see those this coordinate system, Y, Z, and then X. If we go inside, we have the barrel. Okay, so this is the barrel here, and inside of the barrel we are gonna have the launcher. So just let's give it a try. So let's play it, so and then we explain more about it. So let's play it. Okay, so as you can see, we play, and we already have a bunch of black clones. So this is pretty much, as you remember here, we created with the spheres these objects. So I don't know, there's like a 20 objects, whatever, here we created with the spheres. But now let's try to play this game, and let me see if I can just let me see my close tab. So let's close this tab, and let's close. Okay, so let's just leave it like that. Let's just try to, let me see, I'm gonna, no, okay, so I already shoot. Okay, so just, okay, so I'm moving with the page up, page down. So this is similar to a WASP functionality. So you move with the page up, page down, to the right, to the left. So I can move this turret or this cannon. As you can see, I can move it here. Let's try here, and then you just click. So I'm just using my laptop, using my finger, so I'm just clicking. And okay, so that's a good one. Let's see if I can finish the job. Okay, I destroyed this dude, that's fine. Let's try this one. Okay, so yeah, that's cool. And let's also take out the wall. So let me see if we can do that. If you go to the app, so you can see it's gonna go, I mean, it's gonna shoot very high. So you can also shoot very low, and it's not gonna work. But let me see this one. Let me see if we can do it. Okay, so you destroy this, and pretty much you can start destroying all these all these objects that are around you. So you can play around. So oops, no, let me see. Okay, and again, so here we're using the C#. So we are using circle let me see, circle formation. We have the explosion, we have the fire projectile, we have the instantiation example, we have the projectile, we have the turret control, we have the wall, and then reckon on collision. Okay, so let's go back again to the scene, and let me see if I go in layout and just put default. Yeah, pretty much this is what we are gonna see, and this is how pretty much the whole thing ended up. Okay, so this is pretty much what we want to create here. Yeah, let me see. This is the, okay, when making a public prefab variable, the variable type can be a game object or can be any valid component type, either a built-in Unity component or any of your own mono behavior script.